Yo, sit down, grab your popcorn, because this ain't just another petty back and forth in hip hop. This is the aftermath nobody saw coming. Drake just made a move, so savage, so calculated, it's got the whole industry gasping. We talking unfollows, missed calls, group chats in shambles. Drizzy just fired the shared booking agent he and Kendrick Lamar both used. And let's just say this wasn't no quiet business move behind the scenes. Now, this was a power play, a message, a final checkmate in a battle that's now leaking into real-life bank accounts and career moves. Word on the street is, ever since Kendrick bodied the mic with Not Like Us and had the summer crowd screaming anti-Drake bars louder than the DJ's bassline, tensions behind the scenes started boiling. Drake was already hurt by the public roastings, memes, and K-Dot's Grammy buzz. But this is different. This is personal. Sources close to OVO told us exclusively that Drake didn't just cut ties with the agent, he humiliated him. "You think you can book me and my op?" Drake allegedly said during a heated call that was later leaked in pieces across fan pages. And Kendrick, man, you know he don't do interviews, but insiders say he's livid, feels blindsided and betrayed, especially because this agent was the only neutral piece left between them. And now, that bridge has been burned to ash. What's next? Will Kendrick retaliate by signing Drake's ex-stylist like the rumors claim? Are other artists going to be forced to pick a side? And did this move just expose a deeper beef inside Drake's own camp? Stay tuned, because we about to break down all the juicy tea, the betrayal, the leaked convos, the wild DM screenshots, and even the secret studio surveillance footage that might have caught the exact moment things went left. You ever felt the tension in a room so thick you could cut it with a knife? That's exactly what insiders said it felt like at the Rock Nation brunch back in February. Eyes darting, smiles fake, champagne flutes clinking while grown men traded glances sharper than daggers. And at the center of it all, two kings, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, pretending everything was cool while their camps whispered war. But see, what the public didn't know was that while these two were trading subtle shots in verses and playing chess in interviews, there was a silent war happening behind the scenes. And the latest move, the Queen just got taken off the board. Drake has fired the high-powered booking agent both he and Kendrick shared. And this ain't your average business fallout. This was the last fragile thread connecting these two juggernauts of hip-hop. And now, snapped, let's take it back. For years, both Drake and Kendrick used the same Taurian logistics agency. It was a mutual decision. Industry insiders said it was a strategic move. It made things easier, a source from Live Nation told us. You didn't have to deal with scheduling conflicts, duplicate negotiations, or backstage issues. Everything flowed smoother when they were at least operating under the same umbrella. But what once was a clever business choice has now become a liability. After Kendrick dropped his now iconic diss trilogy, Euphoria, 616 in LA, and of course, Not Like Us, the energy shifted. Suddenly, fans weren't just debating bars, they were picking sides like it was Bloods and Crips. And Drake felt that. Deep, public perception had shifted. The golden boy was now being questioned, and Kendrick, he had the internet in a chokehold. Now here's the thing. Behind the scenes, there were attempts to keep things civil. Sources say the booking agent, let's call him Marcus, real name reportedly Marcus Yancey, was doing everything in his power to keep the peace. He was constantly walking on eggshells, a close friend of Marcus revealed. He had to juggle both their schedules, their demands, and their egos, without ever letting it look like he was favoring one over the other. But after that diss war, he knew his time was limited. Allegedly, Marcus tried to set up a neutral performance zone during festival season. He pitched Coachella appearances with strict day separations. Drake declined. Kendrick's team didn't respond. Then came the final straw. A leaked email surfaced on a music industry gossip page, since deleted but not before fans got screenshots. The email was supposedly from Marcus addressed to Kendrick's camp, congratulating them on the energy shift after the release of Not Like Us. The phrase energy shift instantly went viral, with fans accusing Marcus of betraying Drake. Was it sarcasm? An attempt to smooth things over? Doesn't matter. Drake saw it, and he snapped. According to someone in Drake's circle, he felt completely betrayed. Like, how you gonna be repping me and congratulate my op for ending my whole summer? Drake allegedly called Marcus directly. And what was supposed to be a 5-minute clarification became a 45-minute yelling match. He told him straight up, "You played both sides and got caught. Don't ever expect another check from me again," the insider said. And it didn't stop there. The next day, Drake's team sent a termination notice, cutting all ties with Marcus's agency. Not only that, but word is that Drake called up other top-tier artists signed to the same agency and advised them to reevaluate their loyalty. This wasn't just firing a booking agent, a music lawyer told us. This was an attempt to blacklist someone who was once in his inner circle. But Marcus, he didn't stay quiet. In an exclusive interview with an anonymous blog, believed to be run by a former OVO associate, Marcus reportedly said, "I did everything to protect both artists. I never played sides. But when one side starts turning everything into a loyalty test, there's no winning. I was just trying to do my job." And Kendrick? You already know Kendrick moves in silence until it's time to strike. While he ain't posted about it, the tea is that his team secured full-time solo management for the remainder of the year, cutting all ties with the old agency just days after Drake walked. "They're cleaning house," said a TDE affiliate. This battle changed the industry dynamics. People thought it was just music. Nah, careers are getting shifted off this. And if you think it stops there, you're wrong. Back in June, Kendrick's team was reportedly in talks with the same stylist who used to work under the OVO tour brand. Yeah, the one who used to handpick Drake's entire wardrobe for tour visuals. That stylist, known in the game as Rye, has now been seen working with Kendrick's new videographer on what's rumored to be a visual project mocking the certified lover boy era. Coincidence? Nah, this is calculated. Industry sources are calling this a Cold War turned nuclear. A DJ who toured with both artists told us off the record. There's no going back after this. It's not just lyrical jabs anymore, it's career-shaping moves. And the fans, they're eating it up. But hold up, this ain't just about Drake and Kendrick. This is ripple effect. The whole music industry is feeling it. Up-and-coming rappers now gotta think twice before choosing sides. Bookers, dancers, engineers, even stage managers. Everyone's walking on a tightrope. You mess with Drake, you lose Kendrick. You mess with Kendrick, Drake might ghost you for good, said one tour director. And fans? They're divided like never before. OVO fans are dragging Marcus across Reddit threads, calling him the mole and the ghostwriter of logistics who switched sides. Meanwhile, K-Dot stans are praising him as the last honest man in the industry. The memes are wild. One fan tweeted, "Drake really fired the booking agent like Kendrick shot his dog or something." Another said, "If Drake losing the rap battle was the movie, this booking agent is the post-credits scene with the twist we didn't see coming." And now whispers are rising that this whole thing might have deeper roots. Some believe Marcus was never just neutral. That maybe, just maybe, he leaned toward Kendrick's camp from the start. One anonymous source said they overheard Marcus at an industry mixer saying, "Kendrick's the only one still rapping like he care about the culture." Is that enough to get fired? Maybe, but in this climate, that's a death sentence. So what now? Where do we go from here? We still got more to uncover. Secret calls between Kendrick and the agent months before Not Like Us dropped. OVO members purging followers off their pages, and rumors that Drake's own legal team might be investigating if any confidential info was leaked to K-Dot's side during the beef. This is just the beginning, and trust, the next moves are going to shake hip-hop to its core. Now listen, if you thought the drama ended with Drake firing the shared booking agent, you haven't been paying attention. This ain't just a PR fallout. It's a full-blown unraveling of trust, loyalty, and legacy. The streets are talking, tour insiders are leaking, and even Drake's own crew might be folding under pressure, because just days after Marcus was cut off from Drake's empire, an anonymous Twitter account, posted screenshots that had the internet in a frenzy. We talking full layouts of Drake's upcoming international tour stops, venues, seating capacities, artist rider notes, even preliminary setlist transitions. And get this, it was all marked with the watermark, Yancey Logistics. Yep, that's Marcus's firm. Now immediately, fans screamed setup. Marcus is leaking, they said. Kendrick got the files. Some thought it was payback. Others claimed Marcus was hacked by someone trying to stir the pot. But either way, the damage was done. Drake's team rushed to restructure dates. At least 4 venues were reportedly dropped, and one stadium in Germany straight up canceled negotiations after the leak. Drake is heated. A close OVO business partner told us he's moving paranoid now. Everyone's being questioned. NDA violations are being investigated. But here's where it gets spooky. Kendrick, he's been quiet, too quiet. Right after that tour leak, K-Dot posted a cryptic Instagram story, a picture of a chessboard with the queen piece knocked over and a single caption, Endgame. Fans went into full meltdown mode. Was Kendrick behind the leak? Is he making a move? Are we about to get a surprise tour announcement from his camp? Turns out, yes. Barely a week later, Kendrick Lamar's team announced a brand new partnership with Atlas Entertainment, a rival booking agency that has never worked with Drake and is known in the industry for snatching high-profile international contracts. And the timing, chef's kiss. It was the exact same day Drake was supposed to go live on IG with a teaser for his Scorpion 3.0 Deluxe rollout. But after Kendrick's announcement stole the headlines, Drake went silent. No teaser, no promo, just radio silence. Drake took that personal, said someone who's worked inside the OVO marketing arm. He feels like every move he makes now is being preempted, like Kendrick's 2 steps ahead. But this ain't just business chess, this got personal. Remember Rye, the stylist who used to work Drake's tours? Word on the boulevard is she's now full-time creative director for Kendrick's surprise visual campaign, set to drop next month. And get this, insiders say the campaign will feature parodies of past Drake aesthetics, mocking the certified lover boy heart haircut, the hotline bling dance, and even a scene where an actor in a light-skinned beard cries in front of a mansion, mimicking Drake's infamous Take Care album cover. This ain't just trolling. It's a direct shot at the brand Drizzy built. Drake feels surrounded, another insider revealed. He's questioning everyone, and stylists, dancers, producers, even security. There was a meeting where he asked straight up, "Who's feeding Kendrick my moves?" And you want to talk betrayal? A quiet but devastating shift happened 2 nights before the BT Awards. One of Drake's longtime engineers, let's call him Tone, was reportedly seen having dinner with a member of Kendrick's Top Dog team. We're talking sushi in Beverly Hills, private booth, security at the door. Ain't no regular catch-up dinner. Tone been with Drake since the Nothing Was the Same days, an audio tech source told us. If he's switching sides, that's war. And it gets even more twisted. The Bet Awards. Showdown, the backstage that nearly exploded. Now, you know the Bet Awards has been neutral ground for years. Even when beefs are simmering, the show tries to keep things diplomatic. But this year, tension was electric. Both Drake and Kendrick were scheduled to appear. Drake for a surprise performance, Kendrick for a lifetime achievement tribute. Their green rooms, just 3 doors apart. Security was tripled in that hallway. Here's what went down. Kendrick arrives first, calm, smiling. He got Top Dog execs with him. He daps up a few folks, sits in the green room, no drama. Drake pulls in 20 minutes later, hoodie up, sunglasses on, doesn't speak to nobody. Then Marcus shows up. Yup, the fired booking agent, now reportedly managing a rising R&B act nominated for Best New Artist, walks into the building like he got no enemies in the world. And that's when things almost got ugly. According to multiple sources backstage, a member of Drake's team, allegedly one of his bodyguards, spotted Marcus and tried to block his path. Words were exchanged, loud words, People started recording. Marcus reportedly said, "I'm not here for you, I'm here for my artist." Security had to physically intervene, but wait, it gets wilder. While that scuffle's going down, Kendrick's team steps into the hallway. Now you got two camps, both puffed up, tension building. Kendrick himself didn't move from the room, but the energy, it was thick. A stagehand who was nearby said, "It was like watching two lions pacing from inside cages. One wrong word, and the whole hallway would have exploded." And what was Drake doing during all this? According to one insider, watching it all on the green room security feed. He was posted up, arms crossed, just watching. Didn't move, didn't flinch. It was like he was waiting to see who would fold. Eventually, execs stepped in. Marcus was escorted to the other side of the venue. Kendrick's team went back in. And Drake? He reportedly told his assistant, "We gonna handle it differently. Quiet moves, big impact." And that, right there, is what's scaring folks. Because Drake's no longer throwing subliminal bars. He's making chess moves behind the scenes, cutting people off. Making calls, rewriting deals, whispering into ears at labels. A major producer we spoke to said, "Drake's next diss won't be on a track, it'll be in your contract." But Kendrick, he ain't scared. Rumors say he's already shooting scenes for a follow-up visual to Not Like Us, one that'll include reenactments of industry betrayals, including a fictional version of a booking agent flipping sides. One Kendrick confidant said, "He's treating this like Shakespeare, power, betrayal, loyalty, it's all part of the play. But make no mistake, he's coming for blood." If you thought the drama between Drake and Kendrick was about verses, bookends, or tour politics, buckle up, because this ain't just music anymore. This is betrayal on every level. This is legacy warfare, and now Drake's own inner circle is beginning to fracture. Let's talk about someone the fans never expected to leave Drake's side, DJ Spinaface. We're keeping it anonymous, but the streets know. This is a man who's been spinning for Drake since the summer 16 days. He's been behind the booth at every festival, private party, and OVO club night for nearly a decade. And now, he's gone. Just poof, no warning, no IG goodbye post, no farewell tweet. Just gone. At first, fans thought it was nothing. Maybe he was taking time off. Maybe he had a baby on the way. Something personal. But the truth, way messier. According to someone deep inside the OVO event staff, Spinaface left the crew after a major argument in Miami, where Drake allegedly accused him of leaking unreleased set lists to Kendrick's team. Drake was convinced someone was feeding intel, the source said. He started going room by room, confronting people, and when he got to Spinaface, it got loud, heated. There was finger pointing. It ended with security stepping in and Spinaface walking out. Now here's where it gets spicy. Just days later, Spinaface is seen at a pop-up in LA. Not alone, not hiding. Nah, he's front row with Punch, a key exec from Kendrick's TDE family, and sipping champagne like nothing happened. It's giving betrayal. It's giving spy in the camp. And fans noticed. One viral tweet read, "Drake's DJ flipping sides is like your barber starting to cut your op's hair. You can't come back from that." But that's not even the biggest bombshell. The collaboration that could break the internet. If you remember work by Rihanna and Drake, you remember the chemistry, the vibe. Now imagine Kendrick Lamar locking in a secret studio session with Rihanna herself. Too wild to be true, not according to a producer who was present at a session in London just 3 weeks ago. They were definitely in the same building, the source claimed. I don't know if they were recording the same song, but the energy was electric. Something was happening. This rumor alone had fans losing their minds, because think about it. Rihanna and Drake had a long, messy history. The performances, the rumored romance, the VMAs. "I've loved her since I was 22" moment. It was a saga. And if she jumps on a Kendrick record now, that's not just a hit. That's a nuclear bomb on Drake's legacy. Drake would never forgive that, said a former Rock Nation insider. It's not about the song. It's about the symbolism. Rihanna siding with Kendrick would be like Beyoncé dropping a diss track on Jay. It shakes the tree. Now, let's take it even deeper. The blogger. Betrayal. Is Kendrick getting help from the inside? There's a rumor floating in digital hip-hop forums that Kendrick has a mole inside the rap media machine. A blogger, a big one. According to these whispers, a well-known blogger who's had exclusive access to OVO events, backstage passes, and unreleased music for years, has been feeding info to Kendrick's team under the radar. And here's the kicker. They've allegedly been doing it for clout, not cash. It's about legacy, said someone familiar with the situation. This blogger sees Kendrick as the pure lyricist. He wants to see the real rap win. So now fans are going back through old posts, old tweets, even old podcast episodes, trying to figure out who the traitor might be. Some are pointing fingers at popular YouTubers. Others are blaming Clubhouse moderators. One name in particular keeps popping up, but until we get confirmation, we'll keep it sealed. Still, Drake's camp is aware. According to sources, a legal team has been scrubbing leaks, issuing takedown requests, and reviewing media partners with increased scrutiny. This is turning into hip-hop espionage, the studio confrontation. That almost turned physical. Now this one could have made headlines. A few nights ago in New York, Kendrick Lamar's engineer booked time at Magic Hour Studios, a luxury sound compound in Soho. Nothing unusual, he's been there before, but what nobody expected was Drake's camp book in the room right next door at the exact same time. Coincidence? Maybe. But what we know is that Kendrick's engineer, Drake's manager Chubbs, a bodyguard named Reese, and two others ended up face-to-face in the hallway during a coffee run. And what started as, "Yo, what's good?" turned into chest bumping and hands twitching. "It was seconds from turning violent," said the studio assistant on duty. One dude pulled out his phone to record, and that's when they all remembered they're too rich to be swinging in public. No fists were thrown, but the tension? Unbearable. A day later, a mysterious track snippet leaked online, a distorted voice rapping over what sounds like a chopped-up version of Kendrick's humble beat with the phrase, "Call Chubbs, I'm outside," repeating. Fans think it's a new Drake diss being tested online, but others are convinced it's bait, a decoy, a trap to flush out the moles. Drake hasn't commented. Kendrick, still radio silent. But the energy is changing. Drake's next album rollout is rumored to be delayed. Kendrick is reportedly prepping a short film around the beef. Studios are locking down. Crew members are signing stricter NDAs. Brands are pulling out of collabs that could be too political. One energy drink deal with OVO was allegedly iced after their investors felt the brand was too hot right now due to the ongoing beef narrative. This is bigger than music. This is legacy versus legacy, fan base versus fan base, brother versus brother. Just when you thought this beef couldn't go any deeper, any darker, or any more personal, the floor drops again. Because what's unfolding now is no longer just about music, money, or even pride. This is about legacy warfare, two empires, one winner. Let's start with the whispers coming out of Paris. That's right, Drake was spotted flying out of JFK in the dead of night with no entourage, no paparazzi alert, and no Instagram geotags. But 2 days later, an eagle-eyed fan snapped a blurry pic of him outside Hotel Costes, wearing all black, hood up, with someone that looked suspiciously like Nas. Yes, the Nas. Now, before we dive in, let's be clear. This hasn't been confirmed by Drake's camp, but insiders close to the scene say Drake met privately with a retired East Coast legend for over 5 hours in a penthouse suite. No cameras, no assistants, no publicist, and the rumors, loud. Drake is planning something big, one European label rep said. He's been working on a final track, not just a diss, a statement, something with weight. And he wanted guidance from someone who's been through the fire and come out untouched. Nas, if involved, would be a poetic chess move. Remember, Nas survived the Jay-Z beef. Came out respected, untouchable, exactly the lane Drake wants to swerve into now after taking heavy hits from Kendrick. He doesn't just want to win anymore, a close source shared. He wants to cement his status in a way that Kendrick can't reach. So while Drake's allegedly crafting a lyrical requiem in Europe, Kendrick's playing a different game. He's bringing in family. Kendrick's cousin speaks out. Last week, a little-known podcast out of Compton posted an interview that nobody expected would go viral. Guest Kenny Lamar, Kendrick's cousin on his mother's side. And no, he ain't famous, he ain't a rapper. But what he did have? Tea hotter than Death Row in '96. I don't know why people keep thinking Kendrick gon' stop, Kenny said. Drake thought this was just rap. But where we from, when you disrespect somebody's character like that, it don't end with songs. It ends with silence or smoke. The host asked if Kendrick's family was affected by the beef. Kenny replied, "Of course. My auntie called me crying after that Family Matters joint Drake did. She felt like her son was being dragged through the mud on some fake mess. But we know the truth. And Kendrick, he ain't done speaking. That clip hit 3 million views in 48 hours. Fans were left debating, is Kendrick planning a family-driven project? Will he respond with something deeper than just bars, maybe even a full documentary? Because let's be real, this beef has stopped being about music. It's about who defines the culture. And Kendrick's camp? They're moving with ruthless precision." The hacked group chat incident. This next part might be the dirtiest twist yet. A Telegram group chat allegedly belonging to Kendrick's creative team was hacked last weekend. The messages, posted briefly on a burner Reddit account before deletion, were wild. While there's no proof Kendrick himself was in the chat, several verified team members were, and the screenshots showed conversations ranging from upcoming video shoot concepts to mock-in Drake's album numbers. One message read, "If Certified Lover Boy was a mood, it'd be a freshly divorced gym teacher in designer cologne. No soul." Another read, "Y'all saw the streaming dip last quarter? Man sliding off the charts like baby oil." Fans were split. Some praised the savage wordplay. Others said it was petty and disrespectful. But the message that really made noise? "We dropped one more clip with family ties. He gon' cry in the booth and call it art." Now, whether the chat was real or staged, doesn't matter. The damage is done. OVO fans went on defense. Kendrick fans doubled down. A Twitter thread with the leaked screenshots racked up over 45K retweets before it was removed due to copyright violation, likely triggered by one of the labels. Meanwhile, insiders from both camps are now lawyered up. One publication even claims a defamation suit may be in development over false narratives being spread by influencer channels. In other words, this beef may move from studio to courtroom real soon. But what about the final diss? Sources from both sides say this: something is coming. A final track. The closing chapter, One Last Blow. On Drake's side, it's being referred to as Project Nemesis. One of his session musicians accidentally posted a blurry photo of a songboard that included the title In God's Hands. Fans lost it. That same day, a cryptic tweet from a longtime OVO engineer surfaced. "We done with sub-tweets. Next move is chess, not checkers." Meanwhile, Kendrick, as always, silent. But leaks suggest he's prepping something visually massive. A short film. A blend of poetry, unreleased verses, and real-life footage. Possibly narrated by a major West Coast icon. Some say Ice Cube. Others whisper it could be Snoop. And here's the final twist. The secret phone call. One source, someone deep inside Atlantic Records, claims Drake and Kendrick actually spoke on the phone 2 weeks ago. Not to squash beef, not to apologize, but to set boundaries. It was a cold call, the insider said. No emotion, just rules, no families, no physical threats, just music. They both agreed this needs to end in the booth, not the streets. If true, it shows the level of strategy behind this so-called beef. This ain't just random. This is performance warfare. So now we're left with questions. Will Drake's In God's Hands be his takeover moment? Will Kendrick drop a visual eulogy to Drake's legacy? Will either man step away from the beef before it crosses a line no diss can undo? Or are we about to witness the final devastating blow in the most historic rap feud of the decade? Stay tuned. Whew. This story just keeps unraveling like a bad weave at a pool party. From fired bookend agents to DJ betrayals, leaked messages to secret power moves in Paris, this beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar has transformed from lyrical shots into a full-blown industry civil war. Lines are being drawn, allegiances tested, and careers, some of them hanging in the balance. Let's be real. What started as a rap battle is now a legacy war. Drake is moving in silence, allegedly crafting a masterpiece in Europe, with OGs coaching his comeback. Kendrick? He's building a cultural weapon, silent but steady, planning his final word with film, visuals, and family at the core. The agent they once shared, gone. Loyalty questioned, business split, and now the final diss looms like a storm cloud, ready to shake the game to its foundation. But here's the thing. We need to hear from you. Who do you believe will have the last word? Is Drake playing chess while Kendrick plays checkmate? Or did Kendrick's "not like us" already seal the deal? Is the family involvement too far, or just what the culture needed? And do you think Nas is really mentoring Drizzy behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're watching every theory, every take, every breakdown. No opinion too wild. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a twist in this ongoing saga. We got eyes everywhere and tea always on deck. This is more than beef. This is modern-day mythology. And trust, the next chapter might just break the internet. We'll be here when it does.